Throughout history, the Stoics have been masters of psychology, having a profound understanding of human nature and relationships. They were also aware of the intricate inner lives of women, realizing that their behavior, particularly when driven by desire, carries tiny but important clues. Discover the 7 things a woman does when she's feeling intense attraction in this episode, which delves into the intriguing field of female psychology. Stay tuned to the end to see all 7, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Write a comment and tell us about yourself. If you have a moment, let's delve into the first chapter of The Realm of Desire and its insights into the feminine mind. The force of physical contact sparked desire often alters a woman's body language, making touch a crucial means of expressing her excitement. This may start with her touching her own body more frequently in ways that may seem subtle, but are significant, such as adjusting her hair more than usual, gently grazing her neck, or running her fingers along her arms or legs. This is one of the most obvious and telling signs that a woman is feeling aroused. These seemingly insignificant actions are actually about re-establishing contact with her body and becoming aware of her bodily state, rather than simply expressing tension or fidgeting. Even before any direct interaction occurs, her body responds to the intensified sensations she is experiencing through self-touch, which is one of the most underappreciated signs of sexual desire in women. Although these touches may seem insignificant or incidental, they are actually part of a larger pattern of behavior where she is becoming more conscious of her physicality and how it relates to her desire. Her body becomes a canvas for her excitement, and these gestures reflect her increasing desire for a closer relationship. However, her desire for physical touch extends beyond self-touch. It intensifies when she is in the company of someone she finds attractive, especially someone she aspires to engage in a sexual relationship with. This can take many different forms. Maybe she offers you a light-hearted prod, or just happens to linger longer when touching your arm during a discussion. These behaviors are not at all random. Rather, they are her body's natural method of sensing the possibility of intimacy without going too far. Even in subtle ways, her innate desire for close physical contact reveals her true nature. Growing arousal and a desire to explore deeper are fascinating aspects of this behavior's psychology. Many women use the act of seeking or initiating touch as a non-verbal expression of their interest and excitement, signaling their comfort in crossing the boundary between intimacy and personal space. Touch, in moments of arousal, becomes a form of communication that goes beyond words. Without making her intentions clear, touch becomes a means for her to provide and receive comfort, arousal, and confirmation. Her hands, her fingertips. Her body language conveys a lot about her. A woman's act of touching, whether playful or more intimate, serves as both an expression of her desire and a way to feel the excitement of what might come next. When she engages in this kind of subtle physical interaction, it builds tension and doesn't just try to make you feel close to her. Her sense of touch connects her need for physical intimacy and her level of cerebral excitation. Every touch brings you one step closer to removing the barrier between you, and for those who are perceptive enough to read these cues, every move conveys a silent message about how she is feeling and what she hopes to experience. If you can read these nonverbal cues, you'll be in a better position to determine when she's ready to move things along. Her touches are essentially an invitation, albeit a subtle one, indicating that she's feeling attracted, engaged, and eager for more physical connection for the man who can read these signs. This behavior is a golden opportunity to understand her mindset. Being kind to others can result in a more meaningful emotional and physical bond that is both natural and wanted by both parties. Touching during these times is also about more than just the act of touching. It's about the comfort and trust that arise when a woman invites or feels safe enough to touch you in an intimate manner. She finds comfort and security in your presence, which is crucial because many women associate comfort and ease with their capacity to experience pleasure and desire. Therefore, when she initiates or welcomes touch, it's more than just a fleeting action. It's a signal that she feels comfortable with you, releasing her guard and inviting a closer connection, both physically and emotionally. In addition to being a comfort mechanism, touch is also a powerful tool for heightening her arousal when she feels your touch in response. Whether it's a gentle hand on her back, a light brush against her arm, or a more intimate gesture, this can magnify the sensation she's already feeling from the act of being touched when she's in this state of arousal. To encapsulate how a woman utilizes touch to express her feelings. H.O.R.N.Y exhibits a multifaceted behavior that provides insight into her level of desire. She starts by reestablishing her connection with her body through self-touch, and subsequently, she initiates physical contact with the person she finds attractive. These subtle touches are her body's way of expressing interest, anticipation, and excitement for the man who can read these cues. In response to her touch, you can strengthen your bond with her, raise her arousal, and create a mutually fulfilling experience. Touch is much more than just physical contact. It's an emotional connection that, when understood, may lead to new depths of pleasure and closeness. Chapter 2. The Fantasy of Sexuality. A woman's mind often drifts into fantasy when she experiences intense attraction or mental engagement in desire. This may not always be evident, but for women, the mind is often the first place where sexual excitement begins to build, whereas men may be more visually stimulated. This is another powerful indicator of a woman's arousal. Many women use their imagination to stoke their desire. If she's daydreaming or lost in contemplation, it's likely that her mind is preparing the ground for a physical encounter. Depending on the circumstances and her emotional state, her imagination enables her to explore fantasies, scenarios, and possibilities that may not be real, but are nevertheless stimulating. She may imagine romantic scenarios, intimate encounters, or even just the rush of being close to someone she is attracted to. Whatever the details, her mind becomes fertile ground for arousal. This lays the groundwork for her subsequent body language in conversations. This could manifest as subliminal cues or double entendres. She could crack light-hearted jokes with a flirtatious undertone, or direct the conversation towards subjects that suggested intimacy. Women who experience this emotional euphoria frequently abandon these relationships. She may not do so on purpose, but rather to assess the circumstances. If you're observant, you may have noticed that she's acting more flirtatious or playful than normal. This type of mental activity is her method of increasing her own desire and creating anticipation for potential male reactions. When a woman is mentally exploring her own fantasies, it's a sign that she's open to more, so encouraging her to share her thoughts, even in a subtle way, can strengthen your bond. Whether you engage in flirtatious conversation or lighthearted banter, it's crucial to create a space where she can freely express her imagination without fear of judgment, as mental arousal often leads to a deeper physical experience. Recognizing these signs can help you respond appropriately. In conclusion, a woman's sexual imagination closely aligns with her curiosity and exploration. If she is mentally imagining new possibilities, she might be open to trying things she hasn't tried before. This gives you the chance to explore together, finding new ways to connect emotionally and physically. In this way, arousal becomes a shared experience that begins in the mind and develops into something more tangible. When mentally stimulated, a woman's potent sexual imagination intensifies her desire and fuels her bodily excitement. She may communicate this inadvertently through speech. Playing with her imagination can improve the overall experience and strengthen your bond with her. Fantasy and even humor can offer insightful information about her mental state. This allows the two of you to experiment with increased intimacy. Chapter 3. Hidden Preferences. Everyone has hidden desires, and when a woman is experiencing intense attraction, these hidden cravings frequently surface. These aren't always elaborate fantasies. They can also be modest personal preferences that she doesn't discuss openly. However, when she is feeling especially drawn to someone, she may begin to reveal these desires through her behavior, or subtly hinting in conversation. In this situation, arousal increases the likelihood that she will act on or voice things she might otherwise keep private. Often deeply personal, these secret desires reflect her unique preferences, whether they pertain to emotional connection or intimacy. When a woman feels at ease and enthusiastic, she is more likely to talk about her true desires. These desires could range from a specific fantasy she has been holding on to something as basic as wanting more physical closeness. When a woman is ready to talk about these desires, it's a clear sign that she feels a connection to you and is willing to share her inner world with men. This could be an incredible opportunity. When a lady starts talking about her deepest wants, it indicates that she, understanding what she wants and why, she trusts you enough to be vulnerable can lead to a deeper emotional relationship. It's critical to handle these situations delicately and honestly, fostering an atmosphere in which she feels free to keep expressing her preferences. Telling each other secrets can strengthen your relationship and improve life. Many women also connect these cravings to emotional needs. When she discloses a secret desire, it's usually because she wants to feel seen and valued for who she is beyond the surface. Meeting her needs in this way can result in a more fulfilling and intimate relationship, as you're able to connect on both emotional and physical levels. Arousal isn't just about physical attraction. It's about feeling understood and connected on a deeper level. When a woman opens up about her deepest needs and desires during moments of attraction, it indicates that she feels safe and secure enough to be vulnerable. By showing compassion and understanding in response to these desires, you can create a closer, more intimate bond with her and help her turn her fantasies into shared experiences. Chapter 4. A Wish for Sensuality and Sweetness. One of the most fascinating things about female psychology is how certain meals, especially sweet ones like honey, may intensify a woman's desire for sensuous things and dramatically improve her mood. When a woman feels strongly attracted to someone or yearns for connection, her cravings often shift, and she may even instinctively gravitate toward something sweet. Throughout history, people have considered honey as an aphrodisiac and often indulge in it during special occasions. However, what is it about honey's sweetness that evokes a woman's sensuality? The relationship between sensuality and sweetness goes beyond merely sating a basic want. It also explores how a woman's body and mind react to sensory pleasures, particularly when her desire is at its peak. Honey that has its woman seeks feelings of indulgence, luxury, and satisfaction when she feels aroused or attracted to someone. Eating honey or another sweet treat can intensify her physical sensations, allowing her to feel more in touch with her body and in control of her emotions. Rich, silky texture and intense sweetness evoke these same feelings. These foods, particularly honey, symbolize indulgence, pleasure, and a sense of cherishedness due to their sweetness. When a woman craves these foods, especially during moments of heightened attraction, it reflects a deeper yearning for intimacy, affection, and connection. It's as though the sweetness enhances her overall experience of desire, fueling her sensuality in a way that transcends the palate. Her body is letting her know that she wants to feel loved, pampered, and desired at these particular times. For a man who is tuned in to these subtle signals, eating something sweet turns into an act of self-indulgence as well as an emotional signal to her partner about her state of mind and body. Understanding a woman's desire for sweetness at these times might provide a unique window into her needs, both physiologically and emotionally. A small act like offering her something sweet can create a sensuous atmosphere, arousing anticipation and strengthening your emotional bond. To do this, give her honey chocolate or another sweet treat. Elevate the occasion to transform a routine conversation into something more important and intimate. This demonstrates that you are aware of her needs on an emotional and psychological level, in addition to her physical one. When a woman is feeling particularly charged, indulging in something sweet can help her relax and fully immerse herself in the experience. It's not just about the sweetness itself. It's about creating a moment of indulgence that mirrors how she wants to feel emotionally and physically. It's a way for her to embrace pleasure and, in turn, share it with her partner. Additionally, the act of sharing these sweet treats with her can also build intimacy. Sweet foods like honey can act as a form of comfort, easing any tension or nerves that might come with feelings of arousal. To put it simply, when a woman craves honey or other sweet treats, especially when she's feeling a strong desire or attraction, it's often a reflection of her deeper longing for pleasure. So, feeding someone else or spending a sweet moment together can be a small but powerful way to connect both physically and emotionally, fostering a deeper bond. For example, offering her a spoonful of honey or a bite of dessert can be an intimate, playful moment that adds a layer of flotation and anticipation to your interactions, enjoyment, and bonding. This desire is about more than just satisfying her sweet taste. It's about bonding and enjoyment. The next time you notice her reaching for something sweet, realize that it might be more than just a fleeting desire for sugar. It might be her way of signaling a deeper, more intimate need for connection and closeness. By recognizing and catering to these cravings, men can tap into their partner's emotional and physical needs and create a more satisfying and connected experience. This is your chance to transform a straightforward act of kindness into something very unforgettable. Chapter 5. Establishing Dates. Fixing Desire. A woman's haste to schedule dates and make plans is one of the most revealing signs of strong attraction or heightened attraction. This goes beyond simple exchanges. Rather than letting things happen by happenstance, she takes the initiative to make plans that express her desire for something more meaningful and profound. In contact, her passion shows through in the way she frames the dates, often recommending activities that promote intimacy and closeness, as well as in the way she sets them. The shift from spontaneous or group outings to intentional one-on-one encounters indicates her increasing emotional investment in situations where she is in charge of the planning. She may suggest romantic dinner dates, private movie nights, or last-minute get-togethers that provide privacy and relaxation. These suggestions are not arbitrary. Her proactive behavior reflects her eagerness to nurture the connection and ensure that there are opportunities for something deeper to develop. The act of planning a date gives her something to look forward to, mentally preparing her for the joy and emotional fulfillment that comes from spending quality time with someone she is attracted to. She carefully selects these moments to foster emotional bonding. What's even more important about her behavior is the amount of time and effort she puts into planning. This isn't just about practicality, it's also about selecting moments that have significance. She's likely to choose locations that promote intimacy, whether it's a quiet coffee shop or an impromptu trip to the park, and by doing so she's not only expressing her interest, but also her hope that these shared moments will, from a man's perspective, bring the two of you closer. If she's actively seeking out opportunities for one-on-one conversation, it's a strong indication that her desire is growing. She fixes dates to give the budding relationship structure and security, which helps her manage the emotional excitement and anticipation that comes with attraction. She is looking for more than just casual companionship and is purposefully choosing to engage in ways that foster connection and signal her intention to build something meaningful. Recognizing this behavior allows men to understand that she is taking emotional risks and investing her time and energy into creating a bond that has the potential to grow. Women frequently go above and beyond to make these planned dates memorable. She may choose a location or activity that she knows you'll appreciate, reflecting the thought she puts into making the interaction special. The process of planning a date also intensifies her feelings, adding emotional weight to the experience. She strengthens her emotional connection to the person she's interested in. This sense of control over the interaction helps her feel more confident about the potential outcomes, giving her emotional stability in the early stages of the relationship. As she is making an intentional effort to create memorable experiences and make sure that your time together feels meaningful, her attention to detail is another indication of her developing feelings. Realize that this behavior is not random. A deeply attracted woman doesn't want to leave things up to chance. Her inclination to plan and organize signifies her desire to seize intimate opportunities. This isn't about manipulation. Rather, it's about intention. She is deliberately creating opportunities for emotional intimacy to develop so that the relationship advances. Men who see this effort will be better able to meet her demands and return her investment. They will build an emotional connection based on mutual care and intention. The active planning and anticipation of these dates fuel her, providing emotional grounding and reducing the uncertainty often associated with new relationships. Because of her stability, she is able to participate fully in the conversation without having to question her motives or sentiments. When a woman prioritizes setting up dates and invests time in figuring out how and when to meet, it's a strong sign of her increasing emotional investment and attraction. The anticipation of these moments heightens her attraction and makes her even more eager to spend time with the person she desires. Her actions demonstrate that she is serious about establishing a connection and isn't scared to take the initiative to make it happen for men. Instead of passively waiting for events to unfold, she actively strives to create meaningful moments. Understanding her intentions and fostering the relationship depend on you acknowledging and appreciating this effort. Section 6. One of the more subtle indicators that a woman is truly attracted to someone is a change in routine, which can appear as abruptly breaking her regular pattern. Avoiding the gym. This shift isn't about lying. Rather, it's about how her shifting priorities reflect the strength of her desire, whether it's rearranging her job commitments or modifying her daily routine to favor unplanned intimate times with the person who's captured her interest. When a woman finds herself deeply attracted to someone, routine can start to bend. She may start to make sacrifices in areas of her life that once seemed non-negotiable, such as staying out later than usual, being more impulsive when making plans, or even calling in sick to work in order to enjoy a day of intimacy or adventure. Routine becomes secondary to the person who has captured her thoughts, and her behavior becomes a direct reflection of her heightened attraction. Perhaps she skips a few workouts or cancels plans with friends more regularly initially, but with time these little changes compound and suggest a deeper emotional connection. If a woman's schedule used to be extremely packed but now seems more flexible and eager to meet at odd hours or for impromptu encounters, it indicates that she's letting her attraction and desire guide her decisions. A woman who is feeling intensely attracted to someone may also display an eagerness to prioritize moments of closeness. She is more than willing to alter her usual routines, as she values this new connection so highly that she is willing to step outside her comfort zone or regular schedule to make it happen. Psychological significance lies in this behavior, as attraction triggers the brain to associate being with that person as a highly rewarding experience. For women in particular, this behavior is a way of demonstrating this value. This indicates that they value and find greater fulfillment in their contacts with the person they want than in other routine duties. Her brain tells her that spending time with him offers more emotional and physical satisfaction than sticking to her regular schedule, prompting her to alter her routine accordingly. Attraction not only triggers a strong desire for excitement, but also rewires priorities, making it difficult for women to focus on routine tasks like work or daily chores. Instead, the intense desire to spend more time with the person sparking this attraction consumes their thoughts, indicating the significant space this person now occupies in her mind. The thrill and excitement of potential intimacy push her to deviate from her normal path, as her brain continuously signals that these new interactions are far more stimulating and rewarding than the regular structure of her life. It's important for men to recognize this shift and understand its significance. When a woman makes an effort to spend time with you, particularly when it interferes with her usual routine, it's a clear indication of her growing interest and desire. It's a strong indication of her growing interest and desire. She's making deliberate choices to be with you, showing that her emotional investment is real and meaningful. Not only is she attractive, but she's willing to put your relationship before other things in her life. Understanding and appreciating her efforts can strengthen your emotional and physical connection. Bond men have the potential to reciprocate this effort. If she is willing to modify her schedule and accommodate last-minute plans or create opportunities for spontaneous interactions, you can enhance your connection by understanding her preference for spontaneity or flexibility. Deep conversations will only make the bond stronger. This isn't about upsetting people all the time. Rather, it's about acknowledging the times when spending moments together feels more vital than sticking to the routine. Finally, when a woman starts to stray from her routine, it's one of the clearest indicators that her attraction is growing. She's willing to break from her usual habits, routines, and obligations because her desire to be with you has taken center stage. This shift is not only a sign of emotional investment, but also an invitation to foster deeper relationships. It's about creating shared experiences that strengthen the bond and add layers of intimacy, closeness. Recognizing this behavior and reacting to it with similar spontaneity and flexibility can strengthen the bond, increasing the significance and satisfaction of the relationship for both parties. Section 7. A woman's eyes, when attracted to someone, act as silent messengers conveying a tale of desire, interest, and emotional connection. You may notice her gaze becoming more focused, her pupils' dilation increasing, and her ability to maintain eye contact becoming stronger and more intense. These are clear indicators that her body is responding to the magnetic pull of attraction, creating a charged connection that is as emotional as it is physical. People often refer to a woman's eyes as windows to the soul, revealing her emotions before she expresses them through words or actions. Her gaze will often linger longer than usual, as if she's studying every detail of the person in front of her, savoring the moment. This extended eye contact can feel almost hypnotic, pulling the other person into her emotional orbit even if she hasn't verbalized her attraction. The intensity of her gaze serves as a form of nonverbal communication. She might look at you with a softness that signals openness, or with a fire that reveals the depth of her desire. Either way, her eyes are doing the talking from a biological perspective. One of the most consistent signs of attraction and arousal is pupil dilation. This is an involuntary reaction that occurs when someone feels desire, the pupils widening as a way of enhancing focus on the object of attraction. If you notice her pupils expanding when she looks at you, it's a clear physiological sign that her body is responding to the chemistry between you. She may not even be consciously aware of this change, but her body is already sending signals that she's feeling a deep emotional and physical connection. For many women, maintaining eye contact with someone they are drawn to can be both thrilling and a little vulnerable when she holds your gaze. It's a way of letting her guard down and inviting you into her emotional space. This is one of the reasons eye contact can feel so electric during moments of heightened attraction. It's as if her body is showing you what she might not yet be ready to say out loud. Her eyes act as a conduit between you and reveal some of her innermost thoughts. This silent bond formed by glances and quiet conversations creates an intimacy that words can't always adequately express. Touch is one of the most significant ways to communicate trust and vulnerability, which makes it a crucial component in developing a stronger emotional connection. When a woman feels safe, confident, and attracted to someone, her eyes will naturally soften and brighten, expressing her inner emotional condition. Clear eyes frequently reflect a sense of emotional clarity and openness, but as her desire deepens, the intensity of her gaze may shift between intense moments of connection and lighthearted inquiry. This emotional transparency might be among the most private experiences that two people share at these times. If a woman is holding your gaze for extended periods of time, locking eyes with an intensity that goes beyond casual glances, it's a strong indication that her attraction is building. Don't shy away from meeting her eyes. Instead, engage in that unconscious conversation. Small gestures such as a smile or gentle touch, along with a steady gaze, can elevate the moment and enhance the emotional connection. Eye contact is a way of silently expressing mutual attraction, amplifying the emotional intensity of the interaction without either person needing to say a word. Eye contact can create a powerful feedback loop when a woman looks into your eyes. She's looking for a response, a confirmation that you feel the same way. My contact in these moments is not just about looking at someone. It's about truly seeing them, understand them, and sharing a moment of mutual desire and connection. Holding her sight and responding with your own intensity feeds into that connection. This reinforces her desire and fortifies your relationship. A simple moment can become much more intimate when you both exchange glances, making you feel more connected and emotionally aware of one another. Emotional barriers can dissolve during these extended periods of eye contact, resulting in the formation of deeper and more meaningful bonds. Some of the most intimate and telling indicators that a woman's attraction and desire are reaching new heights are her clear eyes and prolonged eye contact. You have the chance to strengthen your emotional bond and create a connection that is both physically and emotionally fulfilling by observing and responding to these nonverbal clues. Her body language, particularly her eyes, conveys a lot about her feelings and frequently communicates what words cannot. Understanding the subtle cues and behaviors women exhibit when deeply attracted can unlock deeper connections and insights into female psychology as we wrap up this episode. These signs, which range from the way she touches to the fantasies she entertains, offer a glimpse into her inner world and the powerful role desire plays in shaping her actions. Men can build more meaningful relationships that foster both emotional and physical intimacy by paying attention to these cues and attuning to her emotional and physical responses. However, keep in mind that each person is unique, and even though these behaviors are common, communication is still essential to truly understanding your partner's needs and desires. We appreciate your patience as we come to the end. If you thought this episode was insightful, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you have a story of your own to share, please do so. Stay tuned for more in-depth explorations of the fascinating realm of female psychology and relationships. Until next time.